Welcome to this Sage BusinessVision 2011 new feature overview. In this overview, we will discuss the new Harmonized sales tax rebate tracking feature. Sage BusinessVision 2011 includes two significant changes to accommodate Harmonized sales tax rebate tracking. First, in inventory, you can now define if the full HST or only the GST portion of the HST is applicable on an item by province. This allows you to charge the full HST in one province, whereas the same item sold in another province will only have the GST portion charged if an exemption is applicable. Secondly, on purchase orders, the sales tax fields can now be edited so that you can accommodate dropship orders to provinces that have exemptions. We will now open Sage BusinessVision 2011, where we have this feature configured. We will walk through this configuration and show you how you can set up a similar example on your own workstation. The first step in setting up HST rebate tracking is to define the appropriate sales taxes within Sage BusinessVision 2011. To do that, we need to open the Sales Tax Details dialog box. We open this dialog box by selecting Edit, Sales Taxes. Once in this dialog box, we'll see that I have two sales taxes set up for HST. One is for Ontario, and one is for British Columbia. For the Ontario sales tax for HST, I currently have the rate set to 13%. But I've also indicated that there are provincial point-of-sale rebates for this particular tax. And after the rebate, the portion of tax that should be charged is 5%. What this means is on some items, the whole 13% will be charged, where other items, only 5% will be charged. At the same time, I have another HST set up for British Columbia at 12%. In the same way, this tax is being charged at 12% with a point-of-sale rebate enabled, where only 5% will be charged if the PST portion is not applicable on the item. With my sales tax now set up, I'll close the dialog box. The next step in setting up Harmonized sales tax rebate tracking is to set up your customers to use the appropriate sales tax. To do this, I need to go into the Customer Details module. Select Edit, Customer Details. We have two customers set up in this example. The first customer is going to be an Ontario-based customer called Acme. When I open Acme, I can see that there's a Taxes and Shipping tab for this particular customer. What I need to do is make sure that the HST Ontario tax rate is the only tax rate being charged to this customer. Next, I'm going to open up a second client, British Columbia Audio. For British Columbia Audio, their taxes and shipping is set up to use HST BC, as they are a BC-based customer who's charged HST in their province. This now tells Sage BusinessVision which sales tax to charge for each one of these customers when I sell them various goods within the product. I now close out the Customer Details dialog box. The final step in our example is to set up the specific inventory items to indicate whether an HST rebate is applicable to them in each province. To do this, I need to go into the Inventory Details module. I select Edit, Inventory, Details. I have one particular inventory item, the PS2, configured for this example. When I go into the Info tab, I now see in Sage BusinessVision 2011 a new area in this dialog box that allows me to define whether the particular item is subject to an HST rebate. What I see here is that in British Columbia, this item is not charged the full HST rate. It is charged the HST rate less what it would be the PST portion of the tax. Whereas in Ontario, this same item is charged the full HST rate for Ontario-based customers. Now that I have this configured, we can see how this example works when we put in an order or sell an item through point of sale. To open the point of sale module, I click the point of sale icon on the toolbar at the top of the screen. Now that I have point of sale open, I will select my first customer. For my Ontario-based customer, we had the company Acme set up. When I choose Acme, I will now sell them a PS2. This PS2 item is now being charged HST Ontario at $25.87 for the item. Assuming I could change the customer at this point and change the customer to BC Audio, the tax rate would then change to HST BC, and you can see it's being charged at a lower rate because it's only charging the 5% due to the rebate that is on this item in British Columbia. I will now tender out this customer to complete the sale. I click Tender, and I choose to make this a cash sale. I must choose a salesperson because I'm currently requiring a salesperson with my salesperson prompt, and I click OK to complete the sale. Sage BusinessVision prints out the receipt, and we can see on the receipt that for the $199, the HSTBC was charged at $9.95, which is 5%, for a total of $208.95. I now click Exit to close out my point of sale module. Next, we'll see how HST rebate tracking affects purchase orders in Sage BusinessVision 2011. To do this, first I will open a purchase order by selecting Edit, Purchase Order, Details. This opens our Purchase Order Details dialog box. To create my new purchase order, I'm going to select my new vendor, which in this case is going to be Optimum Electronic Game Systems, who's located in Saskatchewan. I will now choose the particular part that I'm going to be ordering from Optimum. In this case, I'm going to be ordering our PS2 part, which has been set up with our HST rebate tracking. I'm going to purchase just one unit from them in this particular purchase order. Now that I have the item keyed in order to do a drop ship, one would change the ship to address to the customer to where the item is being shipped to. In this case, I'm going to change this particular ship to the customer that we set up for Ontario. To do that, I'm going to click the Copy Customer Address button for drop shipping, and I'm going to choose Acme, who is our Ontario-based customer. First, Sage BusinessVision is going to ask me if I wish to replace the current ship to address with the selected customer. I'm going to choose Yes. And next it's going to ask me if I wish to apply this customer's tax settings to this particular purchase order. Once again, I'm going to choose Yes. What you notice is now Sage BusinessVision has changed the tax applied on this purchase order to HST Ontario, and it's charging the full tax rate, which is the 13% on the $140 total cost, which gives me a total of $158.20. What I'm going to do now is, once again, we set this particular PS2 item to have an HST rebate for customers who are located in British Columbia. I'm going to change this to a British Columbia-based company now, customer, by selecting the Copy Customer Ship to Address and choosing my BC Audio customer. I choose Yes to replace the ship to address for the customer selected, and also I clicked Yes to applying the customer's tax settings to this particular purchase order. Now you can once again see that it's applied the HSTBC tax rate, and it's only charging at the 5% tax rate applicable because of the HST rebate, where it's only charging the GST portion and not the PST portion of HST in British Columbia for this item. As we can see in this example, sales taxes are customer focused in Sage BusinessVision. We can also manually modify the sales tax that we want to apply to a purchase order by going to the Order Details tab. And instead of allowing Sage BusinessVision to apply the sales tax based on the rules we've set up, we could manually override these by going to the sales tax field at the bottom of this particular tab. As you can see, our HSTBC is set up based on the rules we have set up for our particular customer and the item that we have selected. If we wish to, we could override this now in Sage BusinessVision 2011 by manually selecting a sales tax in this field. This is a new feature in Sage BusinessVision 2011 to accommodate most any purchase order scenario that you may encounter. Thank you for attending this Sage BusinessVision 2011 new feature overview. If you have more questions about Sage BusinessVision, please visit us on the web at www.sagebusinessvision.com. If you're interested in upgrading to Sage BusinessVision 2011, please contact your Sage BusinessVision business partner or call us at Sage at 1-800-945-8007. And as always, we would like to know how we can make Sage BusinessVision better meet the needs of your business. If you have new feature ideas, please send us an email at productenhancements.bv@sage.com.